Hello and good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. You guys want to see something really neat, really cool? At least I think it's cool. Check this out. This morning I went ahead and lowered the front down to match the rear. So we got the wheels on yesterday. The rear was looking pretty good. The front was higher than the rear, so now it matches. I think this is a pretty good height. I'm gonna leave it here. I think it looks amazing. This is kind of my go-to height. It's about a 3-inch gap from the lip of the wheel to the lip of the fender, front and rear. I'm gonna be honest, I woke up today extremely under the weather. It's probably because all the late nights and early mornings I've been putting in on this Evo, trying to get it all finished up. So today was supposed to be a turbo install day. It's already 3 p.m. All I've really got done so far today is just drop the front down and match the rear. And that's about it. Pulled it outside to look at it, made sure it's all good to go. Nothing rubs, nothing scrapes. Today is not gonna be a turbo install day on the final edition. What we're probably gonna do is just simple stuff. I have new taillights to put on. I need to steam the windows to get all the old tint off. I do wanna get the car retinted. Have not scheduled that appointment yet, but I do need to get that done. And then maybe we could do like the exhaust or something simple. Not the full exhaust, just the catback. The downpipe needs to come back off again anyway when we put on the new AGT turbo. So there's really no sense in doing that. But let's get her in the shop. Let's start out with the taillights and kind of go from there. I was really gunning for a turbo install day, but man, I don't feel well. It's either I go home and sleep or I do simple mods. Man, oh man, I cannot get over how good this thing looked on the CE28s. Thank you guys, by the way, for choosing these over the TEs. These look so much better on this car. So good that I might even put a set of CE28s on my personal Evo 10. Anyways, this is how it looks with the OEM taillights. These are actually a fairly good looking taillight from the factory. 2008 are all red. They're not good looking whatsoever. These, with the black housing, they look nice. But I think these guys are gonna look a whole lot better. I will probably take that badge off as well. The final edition badge, 100% gonna stay. That badge though, that can leave. The outer section, the quarter panel tail, is very simple to remove. Screw there, pops off, new one goes on. Now there is going to be some additional wiring because they are sequential taillights. There is an additional harness that we need to install as well. It's very easy to do. I'll show you guys here in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the inner swapped out. To get that off, this carpet has to come off, and then there'll be 2 10mm nuts, or maybe 1. Some 10mm nuts holding that light in place. Here's a little side-by-side. New, obviously, versus old. Now, until we get that additional harness installed, we can't do a lit up side-by-side comparison before and after, but let's go ahead and get that one swapped out, add in the wiring harness that we need, and we can fire them up. Both side taillights are installed. Now we need to do the harnesses. There's a total of 3 harnesses. Don't worry, it's not that much work. So we have a long 4-pin, a short 4-pin, and a short 2-pin. Or 2-wire, pin, wire, same thing. The long 4 wire is gonna run from here. It's gotta go all the way through here, through that boot, or pass through somewhere around here and connect to this side. So we're gonna be connecting this to this. And the reason for it is so the sequential works properly. And then the short 4 wire goes from here, and the short 2 wire goes from the inner to the inner. It's really quite simple to do. I am going to attempt to run the harnesses through here. I may need to depin the harnesses, but it'd be super nice and clean. Usually I'll just run them on the outside, zip tight to this, but I'm gonna try to get this done right, done properly this time around. Let's attempt to get both of those harnesses through this boot, along, of course, with the factory harness that is in there now. TLs are fully installed, everything is wired. These things also do have a pretty sweet startup sequence. So let's run through everything, how they look starting up, the sequential blinker, all that good stuff. And by far my favorite part, the sequential blinker. Now, you don't need to have the sequential blinker. There's a little switch right here. Now, not sequential, but of course, me being me, I think sequential is pretty sweet. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the little wiring harnesses through the boot, so that's how it's gonna be. Still nice and clean, simple, effective, that works. Let's get that carpet back on, get the trunk reassembled, and our taillights are done. Well guys, this car finally threw a check engine light. Let's get her scanned and see why. No need for the big Autel. Let's hook up this unit that Bosscom sent over and give her a quick little scan. The car runs great. It's all stock, so I don't really know what could be going on. If it's nothing serious, I probably just won't worry about it because this thing's about to get built anyway. We got two codes. Both I don't really care about. Front O2 sensor issue and a fuel temp sensor high. We'll be messing with both of these here in the next few days. I don't really plan on driving the car. So with that being said, let's move on. Like I was saying the other day when I opened up this scan tool, this is perfect for these quick diags. I'll go ahead and link her down below if you guys want to pick one up. Before we slap on the new ETS exhaust, let's do a quick little debadge. If that was black, it'd be cool. The chrome kind of doesn't look good. If you have fishing wire, that's definitely the better move. Oh, this thing's probably been off before because that came off way too easy. That makes me happy. So this here is an eraser wheel. 3M makes it, part number 202171. Max RPM is 4,000 RPM. This is the best item to get glue off. Okay, now just a light polish, it'll be perfect. Now this whole car is gonna get polished, so I'm not gonna worry about polishing that right now, but that's how you remove a badge. Very simple. Let's put on some exhaust. I am about to pull the car on the lift, but I wanna do a little before and after. A before and after of exhaust is always really, really fun. So this is currently an NVIDIA exhaust. So to remove the exhaust that's currently on here, we have a hanger right there, hanger right there, hanger right there, hanger right there, two nuts here, and the O2 sensor. Alrighty, NVIDIA exhaust is removed. Let's set up the ETS V3 side by side, do a little compare and contrast. So starting from the front, we're ditching that thingy. Resonator is leaving. And from this big old muffler box, we're going to these two smaller mufflers, which I don't want to unwrap yet until they're on the car. But this thing's gonna sound way better. With that being said, let's install it. Fire it up and see how she sounds. Exhaust is fully installed. Let's do the first cold start for the boys. See how she sounds. I'm hoping it's like at least twice as loud. Alrighty guys, that sounds exactly how I imagined. I'm gonna pull her off the lift, go for a nice little cruise. Now we can't go far. I'm just gonna go to a photo spot down the road and see how good this thing looks. Near sunset. This color pops so hard in the sun. The reason we can't go far is because of this. Still waiting on that dang hood latch cable. So I don't have a hood latch. Alright, we're at my favorite photo spot. Look at this freaking color in the sun, man. That is beautiful. Oh yeah, she turned out nice. Exterior, I guess we could say is all complete. We need to do a polish. It's not really gonna make a big difference because the car's in really great shape. And some tint, which that will be a game changer for sure. If you guys want to pick up this exhaust that we just installed, or the taillights I put in today's video, I'll link both of those guys down in the description box below. That's a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize that it was such a short video, but I'd rather do some work at the shop than none. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.